What's up everyone, back for another beer review, and today I'll be reviewing a beer from Notch Brewing, and they are out of Salem, Massachusetts, and this is their Czerné Pivo. So this is a Czech-style Black Lager that comes in at 4.5% alcohol by volume. No IBUs listed. Time of review. And this can is just over 3 months old. I want to give a huge thanks to a friend of mine, Chris, for this beer. So big thanks to him. Chris is actually the owner of the Brewed and Bottled craft beer shop, the hat I'm wearing today. And, at this point, it is my favorite bottle shop in the West New York area. I try to get there as often as I possibly can. And I popped in, had some pours, and chatted with Chris for a couple hours. It was about a week and a half before Christmas, and he gave me this can, and I told him I would review it. So here we are. Now, I have not reviewed a beer from Notch on the channel. However, I've had a beer from them, their Festbier, at the aforementioned Brewed and Bottled craft beer shop, and it was pretty damn good. And I first heard about Notch Brewing a good 4 or 5 years ago, courtesy of a couple good friends of mine and fellow beer tubers, Sean and Mike over at NerdSense. They have loved Notch for quite a long time. I want to say I first heard about them maybe back in like 2020, 2021, and I know that Sean and Mike both really dig their stuff. So I'm here to review this one. Now, if you follow the channel, you know when it comes to lower ABV lagers, my favorite are the black/dark lagers, whether it's a Czech style or German style, like a Schwarzbier. I love them, just more in my wheelhouse. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about this one. Now, also one thing I want to mention is that this one is, it says on the can, brewed and canned by Notch Taproom LLC, Salem, Massachusetts. I do know they were contract brewing for a while because we started seeing them here in the West New York area, but this can itself looks like it came straight from the brewery's the brewery itself and the tap room. So I just want to point that out. So we're going to pour it in the mug here and hope that this is just as delicious as I hope it is. So trying to get a little bit of aggressive pour here so we can get a decent head. Do something like that for now. Looks really nice outside a little bit of a hashtag dirty glass mafia. So we'll correct that by just going like that. So anyway, in the mug, yeah, that looks beautiful. I've had quite a few black/dark lagers over the past couple of years, and this looks like most of them. It's not straight on black. It's like a deep brown color. There is a little bit of a hint here at the bottom. It looks more like a root beer, if I had to say anything. About a finger and a half of a really nice, I'd say, tan-colored head, maybe even light brown. Looks like it's going to have some maybe decent lacing going on, but it's starting to fade a little bit. We're down to about a finger, but it looks pretty much what you expect from a style like this. Good carbonation. Let's get a nose. Yeah, exactly what I want from this. Has that lager funk that Kyle over at No Hype Beer Reviews likes to say a lot. I can smell the fermentation, he always says. But yeah, it kind of has that little bit of that lager funk, like a little bit of sulfur. But tons of, to me, has mocha vibes. It's like a cocoa powder meets like a medium roasted coffee. Little roasty, toasty, generic like malt in there as well. Has a touch of a hop character that's a little bit more intense than is normal for the style. It has this like floral, grassy kind of hop character. Maybe even a little bit of earthiness. Some caramel, caramelized sugars kind of hanging around as well. Slight dark fruit, like a plum, kind of prune. Man, it just smells so good. And the reason why I always say I like these styles when it comes to low ABV lagers is because I am at heart, I'm a porter, I'm a stout guy. And this is essentially the lager version of those lower ABV. You can crush a bunch of them. Has very similar characteristics. Not identical, but it just has that vibe, that feeling you get with porters and stouts. Yeah, I just like that mocha vibe. It's really, really nice. All right, let's get into it. Cheers, everybody. Thanks again, Chris. Just what the doctor ordered. Yeah. Oh, wow. Very crisp and quite clean on the palate after that first sip, like it instantaneously. Yeah, I drink liters of this. The body on this one, it's like lower side and medium, approach and medium, 4.5%. It's fine for the style. It's not like the best body I've ever had on a black lager, but it's pretty damn nice. The mouthfeel, again, very crisp, effervescent, has like a touch over moderate carbonation, super clean. It has a refreshing kind of essence to it, despite the fact that it is a dark lager. But I can, for myself personally, and it might differ for a lot of folks out there, but these can still be very refreshing. Like I can easily drink these in the warmer months and like be satiated in terms of like, oh, it's hot out, I want something that I can crush. I can crush these, and it's, to me, for myself personally, I prefer it over, say, like a Pilsner or a Helles or something like that. It's just more in my wheelhouse as far as flavor characteristics go. The taste and notes pretty much carried over, front to back, mocha vibes. There is a more of a toasted kind of like brown bread quality. I didn't talk about bread at all in the nose. I really wasn't getting that, but like a toasted brown bread quality. Getting that fruity, like plum, prune kind of dark fruit. That all hits me at the forefront. Maybe an underlying, like again, caramel kind of feel to it. As it passes through, that kind of sweet malt character starts to transition into this nice floral, grassy hop character. This actually finishes mild to moderately bitter, more approaching moderately bitter, if anything. Has a very firm dryness to it on the back of the palate as well. Again, a very clean beer. After I take that sip and that pop of bitterness kind of leaves the palate within 5 seconds, it has this like clean, like refreshing quality to it. 4.5%, you can't tell. I could drink, again, just a ton of this. This is a really well done black lager. Is it my favorite? Probably not. My favorite to date is Suarez's, I forget the name of it, something River. Maybe it's just River Black Lager. That is the standard as far as the style goes for me. That beer was amazing, and this isn't that far off. I gave that a 4.6, okay? This is probably a quarter point lower than that, and a lot of the black lagers top out for me in that like high 4 to 5, low 4 range mostly, but when something wins me over like the Suarez beer, I go higher. It's just, this is, again, whatever I rate this, it doesn't really matter. Again, I always say ratings don't matter. This is a very well executed Czech-style dark/black lager. They call it black lager, dark lager. Also on the back here, we have a little bit of a spiel here, and by spiel I mean they just say it's a 12% or a 12-degree Plato, double decocted, naturally carbonated, open fermented, lagered forever. So they double decock it. It's naturally carbonated, it's open fermented, it's lagered, and it's 12 degrees of Plato, which usually equates to, I think, close to 5% ABV. 4.5. Anyway, there's not much more to say about this one. Again, a very crisp, clean, and refreshing black lager. Hits kind of all the notes that I'm looking for. No off flavors. If anything, I think this maybe leans a little bit more bitter and kind of intense on the finish than the style would dictate. Maybe that's like Notch's twist on this one, or like kind of their stamp. Some people might not enjoy that. I like it. I think it balances it out really, really well, because it is pretty sweet up front. But that pop of bitterness really, I would say, it mellows everything out and kind of makes everything cohesive. This leans maybe a little bit more bitter now that I'm sitting here and kind of thinking about it. Maybe it's like 55-45 bitterness to sweetness, but I'm okay with that. And I'm okay with this beer. I'm actually more than okay with this beer. So Cerne Pivo, a Czech-style black lager from Notch. I'm going to give this a high 4.25. I'm going to go 4.35. This is awesome. This is, again, my first review of a Notch beer. I need to drink more of their stuff. If I see their beer show up here and it isn't contract brewed, I'll probably pick it up. If it is contract brewed, I still might pick it up. I don't know if they're still doing it or what. I don't know what the case is with that. But I forget, when I looked on the cans, it was either like the 12% Beer Project or another place that was doing contract brewing. I can't remember exactly. But this is definitely from the tap room, and it is delicious. 4.35 out of 5. Thanks again, Chris. Price point availability, I have no idea because Chris gave it to me. I would hope that this is kind of in that $12 to $14 range. If you're starting to get in the $16 range, a little pricey, but quality is there. So I'd probably top out at $16 a 4-pack, but this is in the $12, $14 4-pack range all day, every day. So if anybody knows what they paid for, let me know, Chris, if you have any idea. And then availability, again, it's Notch. Pretty sure the vast majority of their stuff is available in Massachusetts, definitely at the tap room in the brewery, but they do get, again, some contract brewing. They do it occasionally, as far as I know. I've seen it here, a couple drops of their stuff over the past year and a half. But outside of that, I don't know. Maybe go to their website, see if they have a beer finder. But definitely need to find more from them and give it a go, because this, my friends, is delicious. So if you've had this one before, please post in the comment section. I'd love to hear from you, whether you had this beer or something else from Notch. I would love to know a little bit more about them. But like I said, I watch a lot of beer tubing reviews, especially from the Nerd Sense guys, and I know from over the years, they really do enjoy Notch quite a bit. So I'm happy I finally officially reviewed one on my channel. So I'm going to shut this one down. Thanks again to Chris. Thanks to everybody stopping by for another beer review here on the Beer Patrol. To the next one. Cheers.